Hey everyone. So this is the first video I've done that's actually going to make it onto YouTube. I was looking at my channel and I saw that there was a drastic lack of content, aka none. So I've decided to give this whole YouTube thing a try. I've done some videos and put them up on Facebook for my friends before, but for these I'd like a more public forum. Mainly because these videos are going to be metal album reviews. So here's how this is going to work. Basically, every week I'm going to take the metal album that I felt was the big release from the week and listen to it and then score it out of a possible 100 on what I'm calling the YPS, or the Yearly Perfection Scale. If an album gets a 1 on the scale, then not only did I not enjoy it, but I would be ashamed to even call it a metal album. If it gets a 50, then it was only half as good as it could be, and if it gets a 100, well then I'll consider it a definite Album of the Year candidate. Today's review is one that I've been looking forward to because it's from a band that I have never heard anything from before. It's Corrosion of Conformity's No Cross, No Crown. Now, I knew that Corrosion of Conformity had done crossover, thrashy, punky stuff back in the day, and they were famous for that. But personally, I've never been into that sort of crossover subgenre of metal. Then I saw that they'd become more of a southern sludge metal combo, and so I decided to take a listen to this album. And boy, am I glad I did. Now, I'm not normally the biggest sludge metal fan, but this album was full of really great hooks and dynamics. When I first looked at the track listing and saw that a lot of the album was 1 to 1.5 minute long instrumentals, I was a little skeptical. Sometimes these tiny instrumental tracks work, and sometimes they don't. They can be purely filler just so they can say, hey, we threw 3 extra tracks on this album. Look at us. We can make hour-long albums. Woohoo! Or they can add to the overall atmosphere of the album. In this case, they actually add to the atmosphere of the album. The band has crafted, for this point in the year, a bit of a standout album. And that's a big deal considering the sheer amount of metal groups, and some of them legends, that are set to release albums this year. Slayer, Tool, Ghost, Killswitch Engage, all of those bands, including others, will be throwing their hands into the gauntlet to see what the year holds for them. If we get down to the last week of December, and I'm online reading, Album of the Year lists, and I make my own, and this album is on it, then that really proves a point about this album. I love the riffs here. They were melodic and, dare I say, a bit playful. The song Wolf Named Crow was a personal favorite of mine. I loved how Corrosion of Conformity brought in a blues and old school southern influence on the album. It sounded like a mix of B.B. King, Black Stone Cherry, and Pepper Keenan's other band Down. The dynamics on this album were excellent. You had the louder tracks like The Luddite, Cast the First Stone, and Wolf Named Crow, but then we had the title track. It featured just the main vocals with a droning guitar in the background. It seemed almost like the band were pulling influences from various doom metal groups in order to write it. No drums, no rhythm, just Pepper Keenan's vocals and a soft electric guitar. And you know what? I got so into it that the next song on the album actually surprised me when it came on. Overall, this has to be the best sludge album I've ever heard. Now again, this is coming from someone who I don't listen to a tank load of sludge, but I'm glad that I listened to this. If there is one thing I would change on this album, it would be in the instrumentals themselves. I enjoy them, but there are a lot of them, 4 to be exact, and that can make the album a little bit sluggish. Other than that, it was a good album. The riffs were nice, the dynamics were good, and I really, really enjoyed it. So, out of a possible 100, I give it a solid 95. A great album, solid production values, it's nuclear blast, what else can I say, and very good hooks. I would tone down the instrumentals a bit, but other than that, I recommend it fully. So, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Again, this was my first review, so I'm new at this. If you have a suggestion for things you'd like to see in the future, albums you think I should listen to and review, past or present, let me know. Other than that, thanks again, and I will see you next time.